Baseball fans, you're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck, as always. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Really do appreciate it. We are officially in Major League Baseball's postseason. What an exciting time of the year this is. And, of course, we are previewing the National League Wildcard series, this time between the Marlins and the Phillies. And this one is going to be very exciting. Of course, this one will take place in Philadelphia, so the home field advantage, if you got one, will go to the Phillies. But I think the real advantage is in their pitching staff, because when you look at it, you got Zach Wheeler going game one, Aaron Nola going game two. Their ERAs may not jump off the page to you, but no doubt that those two guys at the top of your rotation in a three-game series is scary. I don't care what their ERA is. History tells you that those two guys give you a really good chance to win. They also probably have Ranger Suarez coming out for game three, but we'll see what happens when we get there. On the other side, the Marlins, they're probably going left-handed pitcher Jesus Luzardo, followed by Braxton Garrett in game two. They also have Edward Cabrera ready to go for game three. Now, who do I think has the advantage there? I think the Marlins could cause some fits, but honestly, historically speaking, by name value alone, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, hard to bet against those guys. And when you look at the pen, they have Taijuan Walker, who can give you length if you need it, Christopher Sanchez, who can give you length if you need it. Their bullpen is also stout. They got Gregory Soto, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Matt Strom, and what I would say a future Hall of Famer in Craig Kimbrell as their closer. So they got a lot of, I would say, superstars on their team, obviously. But the Marlins have also shown all year long that that doesn't really matter. They've been able to take it to the Phillies. They've won the season series 7-6. Now, in terms of offense, the Marlins, middle of the road. However, their team batting average, 260, is good enough for third in all of baseball. So I say they're middle of the road. They don't have a lot of power, but what they do have is the ability to get on base and to produce base hits. And you can give a lot of that credit to Luis Arias, who is, just won the batting title. So that goes without saying. Now, beyond all that, the Marlins are a team that I still think is a couple of years away from really being a contender in light of like Atlanta or the Dodgers or the Astros, a team like that. I think they're a few years away from that. I don't know if they'll ever be that type of juggernaut. However, what they do have is the ability to scare some teams. They have the ability that now they're in the postseason, they could very well make a run. And the Phillies are the same exact way. Whoever wins this has to go face the Atlanta Braves, who, for my money, has been the best team in baseball all year long. They have the best record in baseball. They have some of the best performances in history of their organization with Ronald Acuna and Matt Olson and beyond. They have had an incredible year. But these two teams have a chance to really make an impact and change the trajectory of this postseason. But if you're asking me, what do I think is the likely scenario coming out of this? I look at the Phillies roster. I remember, frankly, what they did in the postseason last year. And I think that if this offense is hot, they can beat anybody. You look at Kyle Schwarber. You look at Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, who's been on a roll ever since his standing ovation. Nick Castellanos, Brandon Marsh, all these guys can get hot in the postseason. And frankly, they've been hot kind of lately. So I think the Phillies are stronger offensively, and I don't think that's a big surprise. But I think if the Marlins pitching staff shows up and the Marlins offense is able to score one or two runs here and there, anything can happen in a three-game series. This is going to be one of the best series to watch, I think. And to be honest with you, it's similar in their starting pitchers, right? Jesus Luzardo, Braxton Garrett, compared to Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, the Marlins have the better numbers. But I think the fact that you have veterans, the fact that you have guys who've pitched in the postseason before and frankly, more than the Marlins, beyond that, the bullpen, especially, you got guys like Gregory Soto, Craig Kimbrell. I think their bullpen's scary, to be honest with you. The Philadelphia bullpen, I find that if I'm going up against it, the fact that they have a guy like Soto and a guy like Kimbrell that can hit you from both the left and the right side at 99 miles an hour and up, that's a scary thought. But I really think that the advantage here goes to the Phillies. And that's even considering the fact that the Marlins won this season series, right? They won it 7-6. It's pretty down the middle to me. But I also think that the Phillies, this is the time they show up, right? They were never going to compete for the division, and just because they happen to lose one more game against the Marlins this year doesn't convince me that they're not going to win this series. So if I had to make a pick, I'm going with Philadelphia just because of, again, this is mostly the same team that made the run last year that got them all the way to the World Series. So I don't see how they don't get past the Marlins. I think just on paper it makes sense that they get past the Marlins. You add on to the fact that it's in Philadelphia, a hitter's ballpark, and this is a hitter's lineup. So I think that it's going to be Philadelphia. But let me know what you think down below. Do you think the Marlins could win? Let me know. Also, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can see more content throughout the MLB postseason just like this. We'll see you next time right here at On Deck.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.